The Baltimore Playwrights Festival has existed for over 40 years, and I'm told this is the first time we've done a reading of a musical with live singing. So this is new for us, and so we ask your patience and kind indulgence if we might have any technical hiccups along the way with the music. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce this outstanding cast that we put together to bring this fabulous musical to you today. So, actors.
Hi, I'm Tom Pacine. I'm Mr. Avellino, and I'm also an audience jerk.
I'm Anthony Case. I'm playing Danny and also some guy.
Hi, my name is Casey Frick. I'm playing the role of Valerie.
I'm Andrew Grossman. I'll be playing Joe.
I'm Shane Conrad. I'll be playing Robbie.
And I'm Elizabeth Bordenbaugh, and I'll be reading Kim and Nurse Claire.
And Archie Williams, I'm doing the stage directions.
All right, thank you all very much. All right, thank you all so much for being here. Now, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't been to one of our readings before, that immediately following this reading, there's going to be a talk back. I will moderate that with our author, John Pesaniello. John, stand up for a second. I want everybody to see who wrote this fabulous production. This is our author. So I invite you all to stay for the talk back. Now I know some of you just came here for a free show, all right, this afternoon, and that's fine. But if you don't stay for the talk back, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to win a new car.
Yes.
All right, we will begin. Thank you all very much.
The Next Big Thing, book by John Pesaniello and Travis Brown. Music and lyrics by John Pesaniello. Act 1, Scene 1. Lyndhurst, New Jersey, 1986. Open on the Dirt Club, a funky new wave dance club that houses an impressive collection of soil from around the world, proudly displayed in assorted jars behind the bar. The curtains are open, but no one is on stage. After several moments, nothing happens. Then the band enters. Clearly a couple, Robbie and Valerie walk into. Someone's obviously missing. We see Rob and Valerie silently but ardently talking, gesturing towards the bass guitar. Valerie shrugs. The band continues to tinker. Kim is behind her keyboard, adjusting settings, and Danny is seated behind his drums. Curtains closed. Lights up on Joe, seated at a table in front of the closed curtain, picking at a guitar and scribbling in a notepad. A few beer bottles on the table, at least one partially full. This is backstage of the Dirt Club. Faint sounds of the band warming up creeps through the off stage. Joe is deep in thought.
Why do I have such a hard time with happy? Why can't I write an uplifting song? Why do I have such a hard time with happy? Is it just because I live in Jersey?
You guys are on in 3 minutes, they're on stage tuning up. Do you wanna join them, or are you gonna sit here sulking? Why do you tell me, why are we singing our lines?
I don't know.
So can we stop? Why not? Okay, that's better.
You look very nice tonight, Valerie.
Thanks, Joey, but why do I always have to come find you?
I don't know. Attention-seeking behavior?
Are you ready or not?
I am genuinely not.
Valerie enters holding the set list, looking annoyed.
Great, glad to hear it. Did you look over the new set list?
I did not.
Cool, I think it's gonna be a really great set.
I'm completely unprepared, marginally apathetic, and I think there's something wrong with my guitar.
That's the spirit.
Exactly. I think my guitar is haunted. Every time I hit a C chord, there's this terrible shrieking sound followed by giggling.
About 2 minutes now?
I don't want to be in a band anymore. I might go solo.
I think you guys might still want to tweak this set a little bit more.
And after I go off on my own, I'll probably ask you to marry me.
What?
I said the guitar. No matter how many times I've tried to destroy it, I always find it in my room in the morning,
Leaning against my nightstand, menacingly.
You're a weird guy, Joe. Do you know that? Come on, let's go.
Don't go, Val. You're my inspiration.
Yeah, right.
Robbie pokes his head through the closed curtain.
Psst. Look out, Valerie. I hear a snake.
We're on in 5.
2.
I think it's a rare Jersey rattler. They're not dangerous per se, but they're classified as a pest by the USDA.
Come on, we're starting without you.
You can't.
Watch me.
Very bad for crops, the Jersey rattler. Its constant whining depresses the corn and causes poor harvests.
Like, seriously? 1 minute. Get out there and tune up.
I'm already tuned. See, I warned you.
You know, you and Robbie have been best friends since 1st grade. You don't have to antagonize him so much, you know?
I do it to keep him humble. Can't have our boy Robbie developing prima donna tendencies.
No, you've got that market cornered there.
I don't know how you put up with him. Did you guys ever get around to setting a wedding date?
No, still waiting. Sometimes I feel like we're going for the world record in longest engagements.
Maybe that's for the best.
Come on, Joey, let's go.
Joe and Val exit. Lights down. Curtains are open. The band is on stage. In a fairly empty club, the small crowd is restless. Robbie and Joe take their places on stage. Joe conspicuously inches his microphone closer to the front of the stage.
Good evening, Dirt Club. How are we feeling tonight?
You're late.
Yeah, sorry about that. We know you all want to rock, so we are here
Free
to
bird.
rock. Oh, it's wonderful to be here.
It's certainly a thrill.
Truly just a privilege. We are Robbie and the Riots, and we are Robbie and
Joe interrupts again.
the Riots. Talk to my heart, I've talked to yours before. With every beat, I hear a little more. With every beat, we're even closer than before to prime time for lovers, prime time for us, prime time, it's our time. Just like the night, I'm moving in on you. The time is right for breaking all the rules. These legs are not for pulling, girl, my aim is true, it's true. Prime time for lovers, prime time for us, prime time, it's our time. Set.
stops playing, moves towards Robbie, amplifier unplugged, Robbie's guitar and microphone. This leads to a fight. Danny looks terrified but keeps playing. Kim sighs and walks off stage. The audience starts to boo and throw cups, coasters, beer cans, bunched up napkins, and other items at the stage. Val breaks up the fight and ushers Robbie and Joe off stage. Finally, Danny stops playing but freezes on stage. He timidly approaches Robbie's mic.
We're Robbie and the Riots due to some technical difficulties. We're gonna take a short break, and if you like our music,
We don't.
if you do, you can buy our cassettes, and they're in the corner, and T-shirts.
Now
and-
go away.
Okay.
Danny exits blackout. Lights up on the same dirt club stage, but clearly time has passed. The band packs up. Enter Mr. Avanello.
For crying out loud, guys. And ladies. And Danny. This place looks like a bomb hit it. What the hell happened here?
You didn't see the set?
I was busy.
Doing what?
Blow drying my hair. What does it matter? I was busy. So what the hell happened?
Well,
They loved it!
They
did?
Yeah! Sure, of course they did! The crowd went wild. Maybe a little too wild, clearly. But don't worry, we'll get it cleaned up, Mr. Avellino.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Both about the cleanup and the enthusiasm. Speaking of which,
what was that for?
that was your share of the door.
Now hold on. Aren't they supposed to get 50% of the door?
Yeah, 50% after the first $100 in cover. Did you forget that part?
No, but I was kind of hoping you
You're
did.
telling me we didn't break $100 tonight?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Kind of crazy, huh? Considering the passion of the crowd here tonight.
We have a small but dedicated following.
Like a cult.
Exactly, like a cult.
Yeah, well, every cult I ever heard of was profitable, so I think you're doing something wrong. Look, I like you kids, and you're not the worst band I ever heard.
Stop. I think I'm gonna cry.
No, I like you guys, but I gotta keep the lights on, and you just aren't the draw I hoped for. If the crowds, and I use that term very loosely, don't improve, I'm not gonna be able to keep giving you a prime time slot here, capiche? You want my advice? You need a gimmick. Change something up. Make yourselves known. The music isn't everything. You gotta find a way to stand out too. That's the difference between being nobodies and the next big thing. Hey, even the Beatles had their haircuts.
Mr. Avellino exits. He is met by a club patron holding a jar of dirt labeled Guam. She hands it to him, points to the Dirt of the World collection behind the bar, and hurries away.
Guam!
He's right. We need something.
Danny can play a didgeridoo.
I'm being serious.
So am I. Tell him, Danny.
Yeah, I actually can play the didgeridoo.
We're not adding a didgeridoo. We need to stand out.
Well, I've actually been thinking about this lately. I've been working on some new lyrics.
I'm sure they're great, hon, but Mr. A is right. We've got to get their attention first. We got to stand out somehow. We should really make people this wild, this excited to hear us, to go crazy when they... We should make them go completely insane when we play. And I know how.
That's great. Can you tell us over waffles? It's 3 a.m. and I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Can we go to IHOP?
Okay, fine. We can go to IHOP. We can...
IHOP!
Danny exits, Kim shrugs and follows.
It's like having children. You guys coming?
Yeah. Go ahead, I'll be right there.
I'll pass.
Robbie opens his mouth to reply, thinks about it, then exits.
You know, you really should stop antagonizing him.
Sure. And Robbie and the Riots should have listened to your idea.
They're just some lyrics. They're really nothing special.
Maybe, maybe not. I won't know until I see them.
Do you really want to see them?
I do. Hey, meet after work sometime? Like Tuesday night?
Oh, I can't. Tuesdays I have a writer's group. Sorry.
Wednesday night?
That'll work.
Great. I close up around 9. We can meet at the coffee shop and workshop. I've got a new song idea I'd like to run by you too.
Sure. Wednesday night. So I'll meet you at, what is it called again?
Good question. It just has a big sign out front that says coffee.
That's it?
Yeah, it doesn't have an official name. I guess Mr. Zoppi never saw a need for it.
Really?
Really? See you then.
Okay. Bye, Joe.
Good night, Valerie.
Valerie exits. Joe stands watching her go. After a few moments, he returns and then exits. Act 1, Scene 2. Open on the coffee shop where Joe works. A mom and pop coffee place. Joe is behind the counter cleaning up. The shop is closed. The lights are low. He wears his apron over a bad t-shirt. There's a knock at the door. Joe stops wiping the counter. He checks his hair and then exits. You hear the door open and a bell. Joe returns with Valerie.
Well. So this is where you work.
Work is a pretty strong word for what I do.
Hey, well at least you have a regular job. I'm still trying to live the dream of being a financially independent freelancer.
What are you freelancing? You're writing?
I wish. That's the goal, but this month it's dog walking. And next month I was thinking about doing drugs.
Small business owners are the backbone of the economy.
I've heard that. Speaking of business, what do you think about Robbie's latest scheme to make the riots famous?
Please don't remind me. It's just so stupid.
No need to sugarcoat it, Joey.
But maybe it's just stupid enough to work.
I know Danny's excited about it.
They stand in semi-awkward silence for a few seconds.
Yeah, it's very dandy. So,
So I've been working on some lyrics.
okay. All right.
He sits at a table, gestures for her to sit. She sits at the other table facing him. Joe scoots a little closer.
I'm excited to see them.
She hands him an open binder.
Do you think you could do something with them? They're really nothing special. They're not even finished yet.
Are they ever finished? They just escape into the wild.
You've got a soul of a poet, Joe,
Thank you.
and the charm of a used car salesman.
I've always heard failing game show host, but I'll take it. Okay, let me grab my guitar. You know, I've been trying to write a song about how we all help create each other's life stories. Individual stories that get woven into an incredible mesh of interconnected events. Big events with big consequences, and little ones that come and go hardly noticed.
Interconnectedness. I get that.
Yeah, so all these stories are going on all around us, and we're all part of each other's stories. And sometimes with complete strangers, like when you turn up in someone else's vacation photo. You don't even know those people, but there you are, playing a part in their story.
Joey, I really like that. This is a little different for you, isn't it?
It is. So, a lot of the characters we already know, but we don't have a clue about the ones who haven't shown up yet. And they can turn out to be pretty important people in the overall scheme. We just don't know them yet. But right now, as we speak, they're getting ready to play their parts.
Very cool. I've never thought about it like that. So who are these mysterious strangers, Joey?
We'll find out. And we may also find out that some of today's important people turn out to be not so important tomorrow. You know, it's amazing if you just trace things backwards from any point in your story. So many things have to fall right into place, you know, to get there.
So all of our stories are like mysteries.
Exactly.
So I started a chapter with Robbie the day my parents and I moved next door.
Yes, a matter of simple geography. Real estate.
Location, location, location. Yeah, very cool.
What are you smiling about?
I'm just imagining Danny's story.
Danny's story. It's more like a Dr. Seuss book.
I mean, you gotta love him though.
Yeah. Val, I really want to do something with this. I've got some chords for the chorus and a little bit of a melody. But that's it. I'm actually having dreams about this song. Want to hear what I got?
Yeah, play it.
Joe picks up his guitar.
I don't have any words for this song. I just don't have them.
I like it. Where does it go next?
Good question. I don't know. Hopefully someplace optimistic.
Now that is different for you. Maybe you'll dream up a chorus, Joey.
Maybe, he says, with only the slightest hint of optimism in his voice.
You know, I really like everything about this. Everyone playing or getting ready to play their parts in each other's mysteries, tracing things back, the interconnections. Joey, please let me help you work on this one, please.
Are you kidding me? I love your help.
Great.
I can't believe I'm inspiring you.
The bell rings. Some guy walks into the shop. Everyone stops and looks at each other.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Are you guys open?
We are not.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's, don't worry about it. I mean, there's not any way I could grab some coffee and maybe a few slices. Never mind. Have a nice night.
Some guy exits.
I should lock the door.
You should lock the door.
Joe turns to lock the door just as the bell rings again. Some guy returns.
We're still not open.
No, that's fine. It's okay. Really, it's just the door's unlocked
That lock only works when it wants to.
and the lights are on,
The only way to keep the roaches from roaming.
and you are wearing your apron.
It's very comfortable. But we're still not open.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I wouldn't bother you, but I'm desperate. I have a pregnant wife at home, and she sent me out for apple pie, and not just any apple pie. She needs the apple pie that they serve at this coffee shop.
It's not very good.
I know, I've had it. The crust. It's awful.
Well, I wouldn't say. Alright, yeah. It's pretty awful.
Yeah, that's what I told her. But she was very specific that this pie needs to come from here. So closed or open, please. I am begging you, if there's any pie left in this entire building, let me buy it. I'd also like as much coffee as possible because I'm operating off of 6 hours of sleep this week and I am losing my mind.
Let me check on that pie for you.
Jumps over the counter, rummages around, pops up with a half-eaten pie.
All we've got left.
Thank God. How much?
On the house. I was just gonna throw it away anyway. I'm sorry. No coffee. Pots are in the sink. But there's a gas station around the corner, open all night.
Some guy suddenly hugs Joe.
Thank you. Sure thing. Now, please leave.
Some guy exits.
Good luck. Vaya con Dios.
Bell rings, door opens, closes. Joe and Valerie share a look. Then Joe sprints to lock the door.
All right. Let's.
Valerie smiles at him.
What?
That was very sweet of you, Joey.
pie honestly is pretty awful. My word for the pig. Okay, let's see what you got.
Hey, do you realize what well, really, you just did?
What?
You played a really nice part in that guy's story. His "we're gonna have a baby" chapter.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Slides open the binder in front of Jeff.
Just don't underestimate your part now. Okay, so let's get to the chapter about our first collaboration. I seem to recall that tonight was supposed to be about your lyrics.
Joe, what if they're no good?
What if they are? And even if they aren't, it's better to make something imperfect than nothing at all. Plus, sometimes you need to get the junk out of your system, so all you're left with is the good stuff. I should know.
So you think this is gonna be junk?
No!
Oh, yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. And thanks, that helps. I'm ready if you are.
Mirror my mind. I like that. That's original. 30 hours a day?
Hyperbole.
Yeah, but I think it's pronounced hyperbole, Valerie. You're really not that intelligent.
Really?
Okay, let's see what we can do. You said you had a melody, right?
Lights fade as they work on the song. Voices fade as well. After a few moments, voices and lights fade to black.
All right. How about we try it from the beginning? You ready?
If I told you I need you, would you mirror my mind? And if I started to say it, could you finish the line? Oh, oh, my world turns for you. When I tell you, believe me, I'm not for living a lie. Look at me, show me the answer. No need for you to reply. Oh, oh, my world turns for you. You're in my heart, always in my heart. 30 hours a day, you keep it beating. You're in my heart, always in my heart. Here I'll carry you. You're the reason. You're in my heart.
They sit in comfortable silence.
Well, on a scale of 1 to your shocked apple pie, how awful was it?
I'm so sorry you don't understand how incredible you are.
All right, okay, no need to butter me up. I can't pay you. Can we take it from the top again? I think the chorus could use some harmony. What do you think?
I'm just being honest. And in the spirit of complete honesty, I think the song could be a lot
Faster.
Yes. Exactly. And we need to new wavify it for the band.
I knew you'd want to speed it up.
All right. Again, from the top. But let me put some coffee on it. I think we may be here for a while.
Good idea.
Joe stands, moves behind the counter. He looks back at her and smiles. Lights fade. End of scene. Act 1, Scene 3. 3 ensemble members sing 3 months later in front of the closed curtain that opens as the music changes into the jukebox. Music and they enter the club.
One, 3 months later.
Curtained up on the Dirt Club, a large banner reads Robbie and the Riots, backed by popular demand. Waitresses served drinks on stage and walked up and down the theater aisles, doing the same. Enter Mr. Avellino.
Can we turn the music down, please? The music. Can we turn it down, please? Can we turn it down? Thank you, thank you. Okay, good evening, Dirt Club. Great crowd tonight, finally. It's my genuine pleasure, my privilege, my portmanteau to introduce tonight's headliners. This fine group of perspiring young musicians are truly special to me, close to my heart. Like kids to me, like the kids I never had. Much better than the ones I actually had. All right, that's another story. It's my honor, my prerogative, to introduce Robbie and the Riots. I personally discovered the Riots right here at the Dirt Club. And just a reminder, there is a 2-drink minimum tonight. Where was I? The Riots. I discovered them here, right here. Gave them their first gig less than a year ago. And now look at it. Electrocuting clubs all over the tri-state area. Recently ranked a band to watch by North Jersey Music, Culture, and Gardening Quarterly. Hey, but it all started here, and the Dirt Club will always be their home. So, without further ado or aplomb, the band you've been waiting for, the band causing all the excitement, put your hands together for Robbie and the Riots.
Long pause, no one comes out.
Oh, man, Nacho. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Come on, Andiamo, let's go. Get out here.
The band enters, Robbie enters dressed like a doctor with a lab coat and tie. Kim enters dressed like a sexy nurse and clearly not happy about it. Enter Joe and Val dressed as orderlies pushing Danny on a appliance hand cart. Danny is strapped in a large straitjacket and a Hannibal Lecter mask. He struggles as they wheel him over to his drums.
Good evening, Dirt Club!
Freebird!
We are coming to you all the way from Overdale Hospital for the criminally insane. For one night and one night only, we are bringing you the wildest performance you have ever seen. Let me introduce the Riots. On lead guitar and vocals, you've got me, Dr. Robbie Goodlove. On bass, we've got the stoic, the sensible, the kinda boring Joe.
Joe gives him a look but doesn't respond.
And on keyboard, my friend and yours, the sexy, the sensual, the seductive Nurse Kim the Pulse Raiser.
Kim plays sour notes on a keyboard.
And last but not least, on drums, we have God's gift to drumming and to women, the deviant, the deranged, the deluded, damaged, destructive, undeniable, Mad Danny Dangerous. I discovered Mad Danny as I was making my rounds several months ago. He was locked, shackled, bolted down in the most securely padded room in our facility, wrapped in a straitjacket, chained 24/7. Despite having no instruments, the use of his arm, or any hard surfaces, to reach his talent was clear to anyone passing the room. And as I passed that fateful night, my first night making my rounds as a new doctor, I heard sounds like angels. Boxing. It was Danny, drumming all parts of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony simultaneously.
Total shit.
Dirt Club, are you ready to have your bodies rocked, your minds blown, your souls also rocked and blown? Are you ready? Danny! This Nurse Kim sings this one. It's called Falling for You.
Even though I hardly know you, got a feeling that I really want to. I can very easily love you, cause you know you make it so hard not to. I believe the cloud don't understand it when I catch a little left undone. And I don't wanna leave tonight. I turn around and it's happening again and again. Looks like I'm falling for you.
falling for you.
Looks like I'm falling for you.
falling for you.
Looks like I'm falling for you. Don't know what it is about you, but I'm never gonna figure out you. You're too good to be true, but I never wanna be without you. I believe it, but I don't understand it. When I catch a little like now and then, and I don't wanna leave tonight again. Turn around and then talk again and again. Looks like I'm falling for you.
falling for you.
Looks like I'm falling for you. Looks like I'm falling for you. Help me, I'm falling. But there's something you can do, 'cause you can't help me when you're falling too. Ah, look out! I believe it, but I don't understand it. When I get to a little work down there, I don't wanna leave tonight again. Yeah, turn around and then talk again and again. And again. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. Ooh, falling, I'm falling. You're falling too.
Falling for you.
I'm falling, and I'm falling, falling.
Falling for you.
I'm falling, I'm falling. Woo!
Falling for you.
The crowd claps and cheers.
Thank you.
Rebirth!
Don't forget to tip your waitresses. All right.
Let's keep it going. This one's called Merge.
Two separate lines that never meet. Two simple rhymes that don't agree. Two hearts that never seem to beat as one. It's me and you. Like words and pictures out of sync. I wear the cotton, you're mink. I'm nearly blinded, but you hardly blink. That's you and me. This can't go on. Why don't we merge? Before it's gone, why don't we merge? Like different shades of powder blue, I'm custom made but slightly used. You say it's crystal clear, but I'm confused. That's me and you. This can't go on. Why don't we merge? Before it's gone, why don't we merge? Merge, merge into my life. Merge, merge into my mind. It'll be alright. Let's start tonight. Ow! minds that never meet, two simple rhymes that don't agree, two hearts that never seem to be as one. That's you and me. Merge, merge into my life. Merge, merge into my mind.
Merge, merge,
It'll be alright.
merge, merge.
Let's start tonight. Ow!
The crowd claps and cheers wildly.
Thank you. You guys are great. We're Robbie and the Riots.
Danny suddenly makes a dramatic escape, yelling and running up the theater aisle through the audience, half-heartedly pursued by Joe and Kim. The crowd claps, cheers, and laughs and screams wildly. Lights fade. Lights back up on the Dirt Club later that night. The band packs up. They are still dressed in character, but ties are loosened, shirts untucked. Robbie speaking to Mr. A in the corner. They are both extremely happy. Danny still wears his Hannibal Lecter mask.
You know you can take that off now.
Great set, guys. They loved it.
Yeah, they always friggin' love it. I don't get it. I truly do not.
Can I ask you a question, Joey? Are you ever happy?
What are you talking about?
You're not gonna get over it, are you?
Get over what?
Telling me you actually don't know?
Get over what, Kim?
Your jealousy. The fact that we're Robbie and the Riots. Robbie's band. It really gets to you, doesn't it?
What? You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Get over it, Joey. You need to grow up.
You know, it's nice to see a crowd, though. At least somebody's happy with the way things are going.
Are you?
I don't know.
Joe and Valerie look at each other. Lights fade. Act 1, Scene 4. Open on Robbie's basement. Robbie is alone on the couch, scribbling notes in a notebook. A number of unusual props are scattered on a coffee table in front of him. Dog toys, novelty glasses, a variety of hats and costume pieces. It's like the back room of every thrift store and junk shop condensed into 6 square feet. Valerie enters. Robbie doesn't notice her at first. She watches him. Robbie tries on a hat.
I like the sombrero.
Ah, hey, didn't see you there.
It's the wide brim. Kills your peripheral vision.
Good
Moves
notes.
the hat and makes a note.
Good note. Could be a liability on stage.
Valerie walks around the room, notices other junk and oddities. Robbie goes back to his notes.
What are you doing?
Robbie takes a ventriloquist dummy / puppet from the table, mimics a puppet's voice.
Research.
Creepy.
Still with the puppet.
Don't be jealous. We love you. Always you.
You can go ahead and lose that puppet if you ever want to see me naked again.
Robbie quickly tears the puppet off his hand and tosses it behind him, hard enough to hit the wall.
Really? What are you doing, Robbie?
Looking, searching, I guess.
For?
Our next steps, where the band goes next. About for the first time, we're getting traction, momentum, we're finally getting noticed.
Must be nice.
Right? There's eyes on us. Do you know our last show, Dirt pulled in $300? Just for Dirt, that's like selling out Madison Square Garden. And they all came to see us.
They came to hear you. You don't need all of the... And you don't need to wrap Danny in a damn straitjacket. You don't need it.
I want to be heard. It's all I've ever wanted. But they're there to see us, too. There's half 100 club bands in this part of Jersey. We're the only one with a maniac.
I sincerely doubt that.
Look, I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you, I don't like doing it. The gimmicks, the jacket, the bullshit.
Then why do it?
Because I want people to see me. Because I want to be something. And if the only way to get people to listen is to wave something shiny in their face to get them in the door, it seems like a small price to pay.
It always starts small.
I don't want to spend the rest of my life driving for UPS. I don't want to be dead and forgotten.
Yeah, that sounds almost as bad as being alive and forgotten.
Exactly. We're only young, and we only get a limited opportunity to do this. We can't really keep playing this kind of music when we're 60. I mean, could you imagine the Rolling Stones still touring when they're in their 60s?
Robbie, I love you.
I love you too. Don't forget, anything I'm doing it for us.
Robbie, I love you, but I am worried about you. What happens when flashing something shiny isn't enough anymore?
We always need to keep moving forward, Val.
Fine. Then find your next step here
Points at his guitar.
and here. Not there.
It's just temporary. Val, once they notice us, we can do whatever we want. Mr. Avellino told me there might be some record people at Dirt later this month. He's talking to some radio people. He's going to put a word in.
He's always talking to somebody.
I know I've been a lot in my own head, Val, lately. I'm sorry. I'm still me. All the shiny stuff, all the flashing lights of the band. We're still us. Everything's still good. It's only going to get better.
Do you remember that song you wrote the summer after junior year? When you would sneak into my room by climbing that tree to avoid my parents?
Your father is a terrifying individual.
Do you remember the song?
Palooza Valentine?
No, the other one.
Foxy Fox and the Foxtrots.
You just made that one up.
All songs were made up, Val.
You know which one? The girl next door?
Yeah. She comes to me in the soft moonlight. Her eyes are shining just as bright as the stars that shine above. We're here and we're in love. She's the girl next door. The girl next door. She's all I'm asking for. We'll meet tonight by her backyard stairs. I'm smiling as I'm sitting there, 'cause the girl I waited for is standing in her doorway. She's the girl next door. The girl next door. She's all I'm asking for. The girl next door, she understands me. She lets me be me. When she's around, I'm almost completely at home. When I'm with her and she's next to me, it's just the way love's supposed to be, only by each other's side. We truly are alive. She's the girl next door. She's all I'm asking for.
Robbie presents Valerie with a plastic flower he plucks from the junk on the table. She kisses Robbie. They embrace.
I still love that song. So, what are we doing tonight?
I'm sorry, I promised Danny and Kim we could work on the stage intro tonight. But Danny, you know, he's really nervous about the set tomorrow. Could be some record people there. Hey, you're welcome to come hang out there, though. Order some pizza. Maybe even see if His Holiness Joe will grace us with his presence and do a full practice. And you know, after practice, maybe we'll get some lemon ice.
No, I just remembered I have something to do tonight. Other plans, just slip
Hey,
my
don't
mind.
worry about it. Come back around and finish up early.
Yeah, sure thing.
She gives him a quick kiss and exits. After a few steps, she suddenly returns.
Robbie,
Yeah.
can I get a rain check on the lemon ice?
You know I love you.
I know. Love you too.
Valerie exits. Robbie watches her where she was for a beat. Blackout. Act 1, Scene 5. The curtain opens on the coffee shop. The lights are low. Joe is tidying up. There's an unlit candle on the table and a large paper bag on the counter. Joe moves to light the candle, but is interrupted by knocking. Joe exits briefly, then returns with some guy.
Thank you so much.
Not a big deal. Thanks for coming early.
Joe hands some guy the bag.
1 apple pie, a couple biscotti, and I added a few slices of the other pie options, just, you know, in case your wife gets hit with a pistachio meringue craving. The owner's got weird taste in baked goods.
Some guy sits the bag down and aggressively hugs Joe, who stands there awkwardly.
Hey, buddy. It's okay. We're okay.
Sorry, it's the pregnancy. Has me emotional too. And tired. So tired.
Yeah, I figured. How far along is she?
6 months.
Won't be long now.
Some guy moves to hug Joe again. Joe backs up, holds a hand out. Some guy sheepishly shakes it.
Sorry, thank you.
Forget about it. Hey, I don't want to be rude, but you got a split.
I'm already gone. Hot date?
Something like that.
Some guy nods and exits. Joe returns to light the candle. Lights it. Takes off his apron. Staring at the candle.
I know a little about broken hearts. You see, they're not so new to me. Someone comes along and takes a part of you and lets you cry yourself to sleep. I think I know just what you're gonna do. You're gonna try to guard your heart. Now you're not so free to give your love again. No matter who, no matter when. Ain't it magic enough when you hold your hand in mine? Ain't it magic enough whenever we touch? Ain't it magic enough? Don't you feel it deep inside? Ain't it magic for you? Ain't it magic enough? I think I know just what
you're going through. Now you feel so all alone. Everywhere you turn, another memory just makes it hard to let it go. Ain't it magic enough when you hold your hand in mine? Ain't it magic enough whenever we touch? Ain't it magic enough? Don't you feel it deep inside? Ain't it magic for you? Ain't it magic enough? Don't let him steal your joy another day. Be brave with love, take my hand and find a way. Be brave in love. Ain't it magic enough when you hold your hand in mine? Ain't it magic enough whenever we touch? Ain't it magic enough? Don't you feel it deep inside? Ain't it magic for you? Ain't it magic enough?
Suddenly, lightning flashes, thunder claps, followed by knocking. Joe takes a deep breath and exits. He returns with Valerie, and holding a colorful umbrella, she takes a look around, taking in the shop and the single candle.
Getting bad out there. It's kind of dark. Did we lose power already?
Yeah. Coffee's still hot, or would you like something a little stronger?
He holds up a bottle of wine.
Joey, have you been drinking on the job?
Well, maybe a little.
You know, I actually could use a drink. Thanks.
Valerie sits at the table. Joe reaches behind the counter, pulls out 2 wine glasses. He places them on the table, then goes and brings out his guitar. Joe joins Valerie at the table.
Just want to dive into it?
Could I maybe just sit here for a little while? I'll be all right in a second.
Sure. Sure, of course. You okay?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to talk about it?
I don't know. Can we just sit here for a little while?
Sure.
They sit together for a while sipping wine.
I'm worried about Robbie. I think the band is getting to him. He doesn't. Sometimes he just doesn't always seem present. I want to be there for him, but it's tough. I miss him.
I feel like Robbie's been drifting for some time now. Add a little success to that. Success changes people.
Suppose so. Can I ask you a serious question, Joey?
What?
When did things start going sour between you and Robbie? I mean, I've asked Robbie about it, and he doesn't seem to know what happened or who started it or anything. I just know the constant tension can't be good for either of you.
I know. We used to be pretty much on the same page about a lot of things. But things change. People change. You know.
I just wish there was something I could do. I'd love to see you guys getting along again.
A long pause. Joe picks up his guitar.
Why don't we do some work? That always helps me. It's very zen.
I don't know. I'm not sure my head's there.
There's something you wanted to work on tonight, right?
Yeah, I finally came up with the third verse for You're in My Heart.
Great. That's all we needed. One more verse.
I also finished lyrics to that optimistic song you wanted to write. Now we have some words to our song.
Valerie takes a folded piece of paper out of her pocket and slides it over to Joe.
The next big thing. Yeah, that's perfect. Great.
You like them?
This is definitely gonna work.
You like them?
Woo! Every hour along the way, all adds up to us. It's amazing when you trace it back. That's a verse, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Let's try it.
It's the next big thing in your life. You just don't know it. The next big thing to go right. You just don't know it. Huh.
Right? Catchy as hell.
Yeah, I guess there's potential. Thank you. I needed that. Joe!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Just, it felt right.
The hell it did! How long have you been planning that?
It's completely spontaneous.
Valerie gives the single candle on the table a meaningful look.
Okay, that's fair. But don't tell me you didn't feel something there.
Jesus, Joey, I'm engaged. And Robbie's supposed to be your friend.
You're always defending him.
He's my fiance.
Yeah? And when's the wedding again? Are we still thinking this decade, or are you thinking that 90s wedding might be more trendy?
Stop it, Joe. Was that all this was? Have you just been trying to get into my pants this whole time?
No! Val! Don't think that. I really care about you. I think I kind of love you.
Joe, do not say that. Don't say that to me.
I mean it.
You don't. You want to think you do, but you don't. All of these late night writing sessions, everything we've talked about, you did all of that. You did all of that with intentions.
Val, I'm sorry.
I thought you were my friend, Joe.
I am!
Valerie shakes her head, grabs her car keys, but leaves her colorful umbrella behind. Joe grabs her umbrella, runs after her.
Come back! Val!
Val doesn't come back. Joe kicks a chair, then takes a seat at the table.
Damn it!
Act 1, Scene 6. Lights up on Robbie's basement. The same stormy night. Thunder and rain. Robbie, still dressed in his brown UPS uniform, and Danny are seated on the couch facing the audience. A small television on the floor. They got controllers connected to the TV. They play Pong.
I don't get it. What don't you get? There are like 3 things on screen.
But, you know, the purpose of it all.
It's a game. The purpose is to score points, which, by the way, you haven't done yet.
What are you talking about? It's 15 zip.
Yeah, but I have the 15.
Are you sure?
I've never been more certain of anything in my life.
Hey, look, now it's 16 to zip.
Yeah, because I just scored. Wait, do you think you're the right paddle or the left paddle?
What paddles? All I see are 2 lines in the top.
The lines are the paddles. You're controlling the one on the right.
Oh.
Do you think you were controlling the one on the left?
No, thought I was controlling the dot bouncing around the screen.
I worry about you sometimes.
Joe enters, clearly a little ruffled, dripping wet from the storm, aggressively holding Valerie's colorful umbrella. Danny acknowledges him, Robbie doesn't.
Hey Joe, very pretty umbrella you got there.
I'm looking for Val.
Why?
Really none of your business. Is she here?
Kind of feels like my business.
Kinda isn't though, bud. Val!
I think me and you really need to have a talk, pal.
Oh boy, now I should go.
Sit down.
You're right. It's past time. But it can wait a little longer. Is she here?
No. No to both. She's not here and it's not waiting. What the hell has been wrong with you lately? Missing practice, snide remarks, dirty looks.
The phone rings, they ignore it.
What's been wrong with me? I'm not the one selling out.
Selling out? Is that what you think I'm doing? You are so full of shit.
I should go.
Sit
down.
Hey.
All the costumes, all the gimmicks, all the bullshit. When was the last time you actually worked on a song?
When was the last time you worked on any material? Don't pretend you're some holy roller that you're above the band. All you do is drag ass and complain when you're not busy trying to grab the spotlight. So what if we changed our style?
Style? Is that what you call it?
So what if I've made some changes? We're playing the same songs. The only difference is, for the first time, people are coming to see us, and that's just eating you alive, that you have had nothing to do with it.
They're coming to see you because you've turned us into a freaking circus. Forgive me for not wanting to be part of Robbie and the dancing clowns.
Bit much,
Go
Joe.
to hell, Joe. You're just jealous. You're just jealous that we're about to make it big, and you're not going to be a part of that.
You don't say that, Robbie. We're a band.
Make it big. Yeah, right. Any small success you have now, it'll dry up, Robbie. Dry up and blow away, and even what you've got now, you don't deserve. You don't deserve success. You don't deserve the band. You don't deserve anything you've got. You take it for granted. You take your life for granted, and that's going to come down on you hard one day. It'll all fall apart because you don't deserve it, and you don't respect it, and you won't have it forever.
Why are you, looking for Val, Joe?
Hey, can we all, take a breath, maybe get some air?
Yeah, I'll get some air.
Phone begins to ring again, they ignore it.
Can't really stand this place anymore anyway.
I asked you a question.
Move.
Why are you looking for my fiance?
Go to hell.
Why?
Back off.
Everyone relax!
So damn tired of you. I can just pro-
Enough!
They come to blows. Danny gets between them.
Damn.
No more! You're both acting like kids!
He was the one that
I said enough! God, enough! I've had enough of it. What is wrong with you two? No, forget I asked. A bunch of children fighting because you both got egos like you're already rock stars. You don't care what happens to the band. You don't care what it does to the people around you. You don't care. You don't care at all. You go cool off. And you come here a minute.
Coward, they both obey.
Why did you come here and what are you doing?
Robbie approaches the ringing phone and answers.
What?
It's not. I don't want to get into it right now.
Oh yeah, I think you're kinda into it right now.
Wait. What do you mean?
Nothing happened, Robbie.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I've been in a weird place lately.
No, that's. I don't understand what you're telling me. To the hospital. What kind of a car accident?
Joe and Danny notice Robbie's conversation. They fall silent.
Just put her on. I just want to talk to her. Just put her on. Just put her on the phone. Please.
Rob,
Please, I don't understand. I just want to talk to her. Can you please just give her the phone? Why not? Okay. Okay. Okay.
He hangs up.
Rob? What is it?
It's Val. I gotta go.
Robbie and Joe exit. Kim enters looking apprehensive and confused.
Danny? What's going on? Where are you going?
Val's been in a car accident. She's in the hospital. It sounds bad.
Oh,
Let's go.
Blackout. End of scene. Act 2, Scene 1. Lights up on a hospital room. A heart monitor beats softly. Valerie is in bed with Robbie seated next to her, his head down. There's a doorway. Joe stands looking into the room. Enter Nurse Claire. She hands Joe a cup of coffee. She carries a folded blanket.
I think he's finally asleep.
I don't think so.
I want to bring him a blanket, at least. But I don't want to intrude. Would you like to give it to him?
You can leave it here, Claire. I'll give it to him later when he comes out. I don't want to intrude either.
You're a good friend.
St. Joe, they call me, but I really don't deserve that title. I think nothing like a good friend recently. I can be so, I don't know.
Robbie stares, lifts his head, puts his forehead against Valerie's head.
You know, a lot of friendships go through rough times down that. Especially with friends you really care about. It's funny though. When you do manage to get through them, those friendships only get stronger. You know, if anything changes, I'll call, I promise.
I know. Thanks, Claire.
It doing good to get out, even just for a while. Fresh air is good medicine.
I know. I'll see what I can do. Maybe you can lend me some orderlies? Big ones.
Claire smiles, gives him the blanket.
I've got to finish my rounds. Don't neglect the fresh air yourself. You got a garden, courtyard.
Sure. That sounds nice.
Nurse Claire smiles, nods, and exits. Joe lingers for a while, then knocks lightly on the open door. He holds up the blanket. Robbie looks up, but shakes his head. Joe raises a hand, hesitates a moment, then exits. Lights down. When the lights come up, the stage is similar, but things have shifted. Val and Robbie are now center stage. Robbie watches the machine beat steadily for a long time, then talks to the unconscious Val.
Are you cold? Maybe I should have asked Joe for the extra blanket. Or if you're hot, I could open the window. I know they said we shouldn't, but we're sneaky about it. The doctor said, just even if you can't show it, you might still be able to hear us, to hear me. He said I should just keep talking. I told him that's no problem. I love talking. He didn't say about what, just to keep talking. Well, okay, he did suggest the weather. So here is your daily weather report from meteorologist Skip Biscotti. Sounds like the name of the guy with the weather, right? Well, okay, let's see. It's mostly sunny, a few clouds, like maybe 5 clouds tops, but mostly sunny. It looks kind of warm out there. We should go for a walk. You want to go? Listen, Mel, I know you're in a coma and everything, but I'll make you a deal. If you hop up right now and go on a walk with me, I'll spring for some lemon ice. Okay, you've always been a tough negotiator. I'll go back and bring a whole gallon of lemon ice right now. All you gotta do is move a finger. Any finger. Just Just let me know you can hear me. Please?
Nothing happens. He places his head down. The lights dim. Before they go completely dark, his head pops up. The lights return to full.
The doctor said just to keep talking, even if I can't think of things to say, but I can think of a lot to say. He said just keep talking, keep talking. Voices are like little lights in the dark, and we want to lead her back. Val, if you can hear me, please come back. Please, I need to tell you so much. I need to tell you I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for every time I was too busy, because that was a lie. I was never too busy for you. I just didn't make time. I thought we had so much more time, but it didn't matter. I'm so sorry, Val. I'm sorry for assuming you'd always be there, waiting. So much that I must have just made you feel like you were just in my background, when the truth is I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine a life without you. But now I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm so scared. Without you, none of it matters. It's empty. I always thought you'd be there for me. The girl who lived next door to me for so many years. I took that for granted. Like I take seeing for granted, or walking, or speaking, like I take music for granted. I can't imagine my life without those things, so I never tried. I need you, Val. I know it's selfish, but I'm a selfish guy. I know you must hurt right now, but I need you. Please don't go. If you can hear my voice, follow it back. Please. I promise you will never be in the background for me again. I promise we'll get married the second we're out of this place. Before, if you want. I will drag Father Matt down here by his collar right now if you want me to. Please. We'll take walks, and whenever you want, I'll buy you all the lemon ice, all the goddamn lemon ice in the state of New Jersey if you want. Please, Val. Don't go.
Robbie buries his head into Val's shoulder, breaks down. After a long time, he pulls back, collects himself.
The doctor said just to keep talking. Keep talking. Okay, follow my voice back. This is the part where you're supposed to open your eyes.
Nothing happens. End of scene. Act 2, Scene 2. The lights up. Valerie's hospital room. We see flowers and balloons, stuffed animals, and get-well cards. Valerie's still in bed. A doctor reads from a chart. Bobby and Joe are both seated, lying back in their chairs, asleep. The doctor exits. Spotlight focuses on Joe, sleeping in his chair. The hospital room suddenly grows dark.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come back. Come back.
A figure appears. It looks like Kim, but differently. Clearly she is a dream figure.
Kim. Are you kidding? Did Valerie die? Oh no. Wait. What's going on?
Whoa, buddy. Calm down. Hands off. Joey, I'm a dream, okay? Valerie's not dead, okay? Chill out, man. Okay, what's with all this guilt stuff I did?
You know I was the cause of all this, Kim. What if she doesn't come back? Oh my God. We'll never be okay. Robbie will never be okay. They should have never had her come by the coffee shop that night. They should never have.
Whoa, man. You're human, okay? Not like me. I'm a goddess! Right. Should never have kissed her. Got wrapped up in that whole you're in my heart thing, then you're my inspiration thing. Yeah, the you're my princess thing. That's right, the same thing you're doing with me right now. Making me into something more than I am.
Wait. You don't know about the kiss? Kim, you couldn't know. You weren't there.
I'm a dream. Joey, honey.
Danny enters. hopping wildly across the stage, flailing his arms.
I hop, I hop, I hop, I hop.
Right. You're a dream. If I didn't even spell kiss.
Joey, man, you have to let this go. Best thing you can do for yourself is to be a man and keep your heart in the game. Be a man for Robbie. He is your friend. And for Valerie, who does love you and needs you as the calm, inspiring presence you've always been to her, too. And hey, let inspiration be inspiration. If you're gonna be a songwriter, buddy, you've gotta get this straight. Valerie is a muse to you, as in music. Yes, she's a beautiful one with a pretty voice. Yes, sweet. And yes, a bit sweet on you. Yes, she did lean into that kiss. Doubt that she ever meant, though. Confused mess. Waiting for a ring from Robbie. And all that princess stuff you were playing on her. But she is your friend. Above anything else. And you need to see that. Your morals are getting slippery with this stuff. It's not a question of do you love her, but how do you love her? Anyway, you gotta deal, Joey. Or you're gonna have that problem every time you kiss a girl, big boy.
What?
Kim walks to him and kisses him cleanly.
Joey!
What?
You heard me. Remember, kisses aren't curses. He loves me. He loves me not. Goodbye, Joey.
Wait, Kim! What does that mean? Wait, Kim! Come back!
Danny hops back across the stage, shouting, "Hop, hop, hop!" dons the Hannibal Lecter mask and hovers over Joe menacingly. The heart monitor sound changes to the psycho sounds, growing louder and louder until suddenly all the chaotic sounds cease and Danny disappears.
Come back!
Dude, you were right. You were just screaming.
Yeah, sorry. I'm okay. I must have dozed off. Man, I just had the weirdest dream. Robbie, I don't know if now is the right time to talk about this, but I need to tell you just how sorry I am about all of this. My responsibility.
Stop. I'm just as responsible, Joe. I know you were working with her on the song that night. That should have been me. But I was too busy for her. I took her completely for granted. What a friggin' wake-up call this is.
Just so very sorry, Robbie.
Yeah. Me too.
Robbie gets up and walks slowly to the edge of stage right. And in a single spotlight, when he begins to sing, Joe walks slowly to the opposite edge of stage left.
Luna is low on the horizon, shining like a black sun on me. Night falls outside my window, echoes in the streets below me. On the outside, so very cold, seeing you through tears that fill my eyes. What can I do? Will I live my killing time. Should I even try to find a way in a world without you? Luna leaves without a trace, but tears that stain my face remain. Will you ever find a way to make it this time?
Lights up on Valerie's hospital room. Robbie and Joe are both seated, sleeping under blankets. Nurse Claire is back, looking down at a chart. No one moves. Val moves her hand. It's like a spell is broken, but no one notices. Val moves her hand again. This time, Nurse Claire sees the movement. She stops, drops her clipboard in shock. The sound causes Robbie and Joe to stare. Robbie opens his eyes, sits up slightly.
How's our girl?
She just moved her hand.
She moved her hand?
Yes.
Val did?
Yes.
She moved her hand?
Yes.
She moved her hand! She moved her hand! She's coming back!
What happened?
Joe wakes up perplexed by the noise. Robbie runs over and hugs Nurse Claire.
She moved her hand!
She moved her hand.
All three surround Valerie, calling her name, overjoyed, holding her hand, coaxing her back as she slowly emerges from her unconscious state. Lights down. Lights up on the Dirt Club, backstage. Joey's...
It's the next big thing in your life. It's the next big thing to call right. It's the next big thing in your life. Next big thing.
And now, Act 2, Scene 4. Lights up on the Dirt Club backstage. Joe sits alone in front of the curtain, just as he did at the beginning of our story, dressed in a black tie for a black tie occasion, jacket off, sleeves rolled up. Valerie enters through the curtain wearing a white 80s wedding dress. Simple but beautiful, even though she shows signs of her accident and recovery. Joe stands, offers her the only chair, and she remains standing, so does he.
Here she is. We've waited a long time for this, Val. I didn't get a chance before to tell you how nice you looked.
You're a terrible liar.
I resent that. I've always considered myself an above-average liar.
Thank you for coming.
I wouldn't miss it. Thank you
For what?
for coming back. Valerie, I just want to say, I'm so sorry.
And so am I. Joey, listen to me. We are good. We're okay. There's no need to. These things happen. But we made it. We made it through.
Yeah, we did. But I really thought we were going to lose you.
It's still ticking.
Yeah.
You holding steady, Joe Blow?
How about you, Valerie?
Ready, steady.
Go.
Speaking of go, they're holding us up. Everybody's waiting.
Wait. Really? Oh my God.
Nah. I'm just kidding. Just want to keep you on your toes.
Robbie is in for a ride.
Now let's hop to it.
Act 2, Scene 5. Lights up on the Dirt Club. The club is decorated for a wedding.
It's alright. Sound check. It's alright, they're okay. They were made to go this way. They just play their part in the mystery. It's okay, it's alright. Take a giant step tonight, 'cause we never know what tomorrow brings. It's the next big thing in your life. You just don't know it. It's the next big thing to go right. You just don't know it. Every hour of the way, all adds up to us today. It's amazing when you trace it back. It's okay, it's alright. Make a miracle tonight, 'cause we never know what tomorrow brings. It's the next big thing in your life. You just don't know it. It's the next big thing to go right. You just don't know it. It's the next big thing. It's the next big thing in your life. You just don't know it. Just don't know it. It's the next big thing to go right. It's the next big thing. 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 Good evening, Dirt Club. It is great to be back. You may be wondering about all the wedding decorations and everything. By the way, nice job, Kim and Claire. Right off the bat, me and Val want to thank Mr. Avellino for so graciously offering us his world-famous Dirt Club for this monumentous occasion. Thank you, Mr. A.
Mr. A waves, the crowd cheers and claps.
Okay, as most of you know, Valerie and I have been engaged for over 4 years, and of course, we've been looking forward to getting married up until 2 days ago.
The crowd responds with a loud collective gasp.
Easy now, let me finish. On Thursday, Valerie received a letter from MGM Studios in Los Angeles. Val?
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. At first, I thought it was just another rejection letter. I've gotten so many of them in the past couple of years, but this one was different. Let me read it. Dear Mr. Valenti, or Miss Valenti, that's me. It is with great excitement and anticipation that we contact you concerning your recent story submission. As you can probably guess, we receive countless story ideas and scripts every day at MGM Studios, but few rise to the level of Robbie and the Riots. We believe your story has great potential and we're very interested in adapting your work for theatrical release. Of course, you'll have to relocate to LA as we begin production work. We look forward to our future collaboration. Kind regards, signed Gerald D. Lupaldi, Chief of Acquisition and Production Development. So in light of this incredible opportunity, Robbie and I have decided to call off the wedding so I can go to LA and follow my dreams of becoming a professional writer.
The crowd gasps.
Does that mean you're not getting married?
Let's call it off, Joey.
So what's the story all about?
It's about us. It's about the band, the Dirt Club, Mr. Avellino, the Pie Guy, Danny Dangerous. You're all in it.
Can I play myself now?
We'll see, Danny. Anyways, since we've already had this big party planned, all we had to do was switch the occasion.
The crowd cheers.
A toast, a toast. Congratulations to everyone's favorite author. Best of luck, Valerie.
Salute!
Salute! Thanks, Joey.
So, you guys want to keep dancing?
Hey, buddy!
Doesn't matter, because we're gonna. Here's a new one written by Valerie and Joe. It's called You're in My Heart. If I told you I need you, would you mirror my mind? And if I started to say it, could you finish the line? Oh, 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 my world turns for you. You're in my heart, always in my heart. 30 hours a day, you keep it beating. You're in my heart, always in my heart. There I'll carry you. You're the reason. When I tell you, believe me, I'm not for living a lie. Look at me, show me the answer. No need for you to reply. Oh, 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 my world turns for you. You're in my heart, always in my heart. 30 hours a day, you keep it beating. You're in my heart, always in my heart. There I'll carry you. You're the reason. always in my heart. Always in my heart. As I'm turning to leave you, it's just a pattern of mine. Run away, but what good would that do? You'd say don't even try. Oh, my world turns for you. You're in my heart, always in my heart. 30 hours a day, you keep it beating. You're in my heart, always in my heart. There I'll carry you. You're the reason.
Act 2, Scene 6. Lights up on the Dirt Club. The stage is set for the canceled wedding reception. As the band and guests gather around Valerie, Joe sits alone at the edge of the stage. Enter Nurse Claire and Kim.
I know, our girl Valerie. Hey, maybe they'll make Belle's story into a musical. Oh, I hope not. I really hate musicals. How do you think Robbie's handling all this? He's fine. Belle's the one who wanted to get married. Well, I'm gonna get some more lemon ice. Did you see all the lemon ice back there?
Kim breaks off to head towards the group in the back, but before giving Nurse Claire a little nudge towards Joe, Nurse Claire joins Joe.
Hello,
Hello? Am I in my dream?
please do.
They sit silent for a while.
You know, there's a party back there still going on, right?
Sure, I'll go back in a sec. But right now, I'm just enjoying the view here behind the historic Dirt Club.
It's just a bunch of garbage and rusty dumpsters.
Exactly. And some local wildlife. Look, a raccoon. Oh, never mind. I think that's just a very big rat. So are you having a good time?
A great time. You know, this has to be the best almost wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah, mine too.
Joe gets up, extends his hand to help Claire up. They hold hands as they return to the party. Everyone dances and the cast assembles for the curtain call.
Thank you, Dirt Club, and good night.
Remember, folks, there is a talk-back session that's going to start in just a second. All right, just give us a moment to get situated. You guys set the music stand just off to the side, please.
Some people ran to the restroom.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you all for staying with us. So, again, our author, John Pesaniello. All right, so John, what was the impetus for this story, this musical, this show?
My daughter became involved with the theater when she was very young. She was like 8 or 9, and I started going to all her things. You know, so that she had 5 performances. I would go to all 5 performances. And I started enjoying them, just like after I got over just watching her. Because I was very interested in her, coming out and singing whatever she was going to do. But then once I got over that, I started really paying attention to the structure of the musical. Started enjoying the process, and it was a big surprise to me to be involved with this, because I never really liked musicals. I never was a fan of theater. I don't think I had any money at the time. I lived right outside of New York City, but it was like $1 million to go see a theater presentation.
Yes.
And I drew a lot of stories from the time that I was with the band, a lot of the adventures and misadventures we had, and a lot of the music came from that era. So if it sounds 80s, most of it was written 35, 40 years ago.
So, then what came first? Was it the songs, or the book, or was it a melody?
It was a melody, yes. I had a lot of music. I wrote some for this, especially for the presentation of the show, but most of it was already written. And what I had to do is go back and rearrange it and change some lyrics here and there to make it fit better.
So the current version that we experience today, how long did it take you to get to that?
We started writing in 2018. We had a first reading in 2019. That was right before the pandemic hit. And since then, I was involved in the rewrite. I did the whole pandemic pretty much continuing. It was a time to go back, and we got a lot of feedback from our reading, and we did a lot. We actually did quite a bit.
So you've only had one reading before this.
Yes.
And did that have live singing?
No. It was just one sorry voice, me singing everything, and got a little, even my daughter sang Valerie's.
Okay.
But aside from that, it was just to give people an idea. This is what the music is like, and there's no live singing.
So this is the first time you've experienced it as close to a show.
Yes, I'm so impressed. It's really been a wonderful job of singing. Thanks.
Okay, so now what I'd like to do, we very much invite your comments. So but we're going to structure this a little bit. So it's going to be 3 phases. So in the first phase, I'm going to ask anyone who feels comfortable doing so to share anything you liked about the show, anything about any aspect of it. All right. Now the second phase is not what you didn't like. All right. The second phase is suggestions for revision. All right. Anything that you might think might enhance the show, and I know some people are sometimes hesitant to offer an author suggestions for how to improve his or her show. I assure you, John invites those, but if that's out of your comfort zone, come up to us afterwards. Okay, all right. But we hope you'll share them with the group because that may inspire a thought from someone else. All right. Then the third phase is the reverse. Then the author will have an opportunity to ask you any questions that he may want to seek answers to about if something came across or this moment worked, that type of thing. Okay? So, here I'll start. So again, things we liked. So John, so for me, as an artist who works exclusively from theme, I have to tell you, this piece really spoke to me. I mean, this idea that we're all connected and that we can have not just a slight impact, but a tremendous impact on each other's lives. You know, not to get political, but in these divided, contentious times, I was very moved by that. You know, it spoke to me as an artist. It spoke to me as an American, and I really love your theme. Things we liked, anyone, including our cast.
I like the music.
Here, here.
Really was into the music. You know, and if you hadn't noticed, I was just. It's the next big thing.
Thank you, Art.
Very catchy.
Yes, please.
Girl Next Door is showing why, like, Robbie and Val sort of ever really something had been lost in the relationship. So it was really nice to have that song to see that there once was like a great connection. And it gave the relationship like higher stakes, and it was a really nice song.
Thank you.
Well, I like that you can barely see the club influence, like your time in that scene, and then also your musical theater writing. It's like this was a club song, but this was a song that was written as like the monologue of a show. So I like seeing that balance between it's nice fun bouncing back and forth from fun catchy songs to like Joe's really beautiful ballad.
So a range of songs, but they all advance the narrative as well. And I have to tell you, John. I mean, you and I have been preparing for this for months now today. I mean, I feel like this one reading wasn't just a job; it became a career. But that said, despite as much time as we've worked on this, today in particular, I got the strongest sense yet of the narrative flow through the songs. I mean, it was always there, but thanks to this outstanding cast, it was crystal clear today. The songs, in every case, they advanced the story or revealed character.
That's great. Yeah, that's what we're trying. That's what we're trying.
Yes, yes. Yes, please.
I really love the boxing scene.
Honestly,
I just, the
it's
first,
my favorite thing.
my daughter read it to me, it's part of this, and I laughed so hard.
And that was my co-writer. He did just about everything in that scene. The only thing I did was the transition from the pong sound to the beat for the harmonica. But yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah, I'll share with you, every time we rehearsed that scene, it was hard to keep a straight face.
What scene we couldn't do?
Pong, where Robbie and Danny are playing the 80s video game Pong. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, that's what I really, I liked that part as well. But it just brought back the realness of the 80s. And that's the time I grew up, and it was like, it really touched me to be like, wow, I could see this totally happening. Like I could feel myself being like one of the movies, following this band and, just seeing how great they kind of melded together. So I really enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
I think I like the fact that at the beginning you're expecting the one relationship to fall apart and the other relationship to be what finally is the relationship that goes forward. And I like the fact that neither one did. That they,
What would you say?
Except Valerie doesn't need a man.
Clearly.
That's fine. I have Danny.
Mr. Avelino's single.
Let's see. Other. Yeah. Yes, please.
John, this won't be a surprise. You gotta love a scene involving Hannibal Lecter. I thought they really did a nice job of illustrating how desperate the family is for attention.
Yeah, that's, some of the stuff is fabricated, but a lot of the stuff stemmed from something. And that stemmed, that idea from a job that we played one time at a psychiatric hospital in Jersey, up in Jersey. Yeah, and it was one of those very strange daytime gigs where, what are we doing? And we went to, it was a picnic, and it was a little scary to be there, And so that was something that stemmed from, directly from that hospital job.
That's simple. Other things we like, we have time for things we liked. Yes, Hogan.
I really enjoyed seeing you guys sing the songs, because I hear these songs over and over and over. And John's a lovely singer, but to see the cast fill out the music and how much you enjoy doing music is just wonderful.
I am a lovely singer.
Yes,
And yes, I agree. Nice job.
You said your daughter sang the
She sang the Valerie version.
Because that singing on that one is
Yeah.
I personally, I really like Merge and how that sort of not only was just a really fun song, it was really catchy, floppy, but it also gave a little bit of insight to him and how he's just like, he wants the relationship to go forward. He doesn't really know how, so he's just going to do the next step that he thinks he needs to do. And I think that's a really cool, subtle way to introduce that character.
Yeah.
And it kind of mirrors.
Song's about Robbie and Joe, right?
Well, that's what it is. Well, isn't it? Robbie and Joe or Robbie and Val.
Yes,
So it's interesting
yes,
that
right.
it mirrors.
Yeah.
I really like the next big thing, because they had like a double meaning, like, they're gonna be the next best big thing, we're gonna be the next big thing, but you could see it being a commercial song for maybe like Apple or IBM or Coca-Cola, The next big thing coming to your grocery store.
Yeah, no,
Had a lot of applications.
no, in the words of Smokey Robinson, I want to second that emotion there, Archie. That's, I agree with you. And John, something else that I liked, and if I can use a pop music reference. So there was a song, I guess it was a year, maybe 2 years ago, the artist Billie Eilish. So she had this big hit, Bad Guy.
Yeah.
And for those of you who know the song,
Can you sing it for us, Andre?
I will afterwards. The song changes genres about about 3/5 of the way through. It goes from this pop song into a much heavier piece. I don't know how to qualify the music genre, but the reason I'm bringing that up is this. In this piece, I will say this, the first time I read it, all right, so we've got this musical about this 80s band, and the music is very catchy, and the songs work and all of that. And then we're into this medical drama, for a good stretch of it. And so I'm bringing this up as something that I liked, because that was a big transition and a bold choice, and I like bold choices.
Yes, and it stemmed from a real story too.
Mhm.
That unfortunately the girl didn't make it actually in the real story. Yes, but if all the emotions and all that coming before her death was it's easy to draw on that because of literally. So I wanted a happy ending. You know, I didn't want. I wouldn't know what to do if Valerie died. You know, where do you go with that? You know, but this is sort of like, you know, it just drew upon me. You know,
Yes. Well, I mean, well, again, you know, and I can see some people, how should we say, who think somewhat narrowly. They would think, no, this is not what we want. But see, but I think that's the strength of the piece, that you were able to move in an entirely different direction, but then come back, you know, to the band and you know, the lively music, you know, at the end for that big close.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, all right. So we'll transition now into. Yes, Lizzie, please, please.
I really like the song Magicka, because, like, personally, I relate to it so much. I'm not gonna let you in on my love life, but I only been on one date ever. So, yeah, and yeah, I really relate to stuff like that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Lizzie.
So do I.
Thank you. Okay. So we will. So now, phase 2 of our talk back. So now, any suggestions for revision? And you know, this can be, you know, anything that you might like to see. And again, I want to encourage people, don't be shy. And I know it's easier said than done to, you know, suggest to the author, you know, well, this is how you can improve your show. Because no, he really wants that. And the beauty of it is, they're suggestions. He gets to decide, you know, whether he's going to incorporate anything. You're not imposing your will on the author.
I would say, not a stiff curve, but if I was staging this thing as like a
A
full,
little louder.
if I was staging this thing as a full performance, I would totally play up the 80s kitsch as much as possible, like costumes and set design kind of, you know, music posters and I don't know, I mean, if you wanted to, for suggestion, you could add a little more 80s kitsch in the, you know,
Yes. Yeah, no, I
like
agree.
totally, like I would feed into the 80s, like I would feed into it all of it, like.
Yeah, part if you didn't see was in the script, they encourage people to come dressed in their finest 80s apparel, you know, as part of it. And Ken, I don't know if you realize that too, but Ken is supposed to be the fashion bug in the story. She's really 80s, you know, she has the hair and the style. You know. But yeah, that's and also I thought about, that's why I love having a co-writer. Anything you don't like, it's a very good chance he's the one that yeah, this is great. This is great.
And he's not here.
And he's not here.
Yes.
I think the thing that I wanted, like, you know, I wanted to feel a little bit more was just as soon as the music was starting to get really catchy and I was almost like into it, and just it was like this letdown that I wanted more. You know, like, so, you know, some of the songs were perfect and light, but there were some that were just a little too short for me.
Yeah.
And that I'd like to see more music.
Yeah.
More music in a musical. Okay. Jen, did you have yes?
There was one scene where one guy is singing, and I'm not going to name it, the other, and Valerie is standing there with her notebook.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That one, I actually thought the music was too long, especially since it was mostly instrumental. That one I felt, I don't know exactly what would do with it, but it felt like we were sitting there a long time with instrumental music.
Yeah, magic
Enough.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it is a little bit, it's a little on the long side.
All right. Thank you.
I really like the on-stage rivalry between Robbie and Joey, right?
They did a great job with that, yeah.
I really like that. I would like to see more of that. And I think it might have worked better if they had these kind of scenes a little bit reversed, where, you know, Joey is in the coffee shop first singing his own kind of sad songs, and then suddenly somebody's missing on stage, and you know immediately who's got him missing.
Yeah.
And kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that would might look better.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
So to touch on the, as a singer, it's difficult because obviously we have this like this band style music going. Actually, you're going to have choruses that repeat. You're going to have verses that are generally the same. Melody, I found myself trying not to stray off your melodies too much, but maybe a little more vocal variety.
You did a
here
nice
and
job.
there. Well,
You
I
did,
appreciate
and
that.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, you were able to just to move around and give it a little bit more intensity for the final verse and all. No, that's wonderful. I'm hoping people do that. I hope I don't have to provide every single note, you know. That part of the fun is to be able to put yourself into it. You know. I definitely, you know, I appreciate it first.
And the only other thing I was thinking, and maybe you guys go now. I'll leave them go.
Go ahead, Keith.
Well, okay, so I have like a two-parter. I wanted to echo the sentiments of, I guess somebody over here said it, but just fleshing out Robbie and Joey's relationship a little bit more and kind of getting a little bit more context, I think would be helpful to the audience. Like we know that they're at odds with a lot of things. Is it about like the band? Is it about Valerie? Did things happen before? I think that would be some good information. And then this is something I had shared with Shane earlier, just as we kind of started with things. And now that I have a little bit of an understanding of your actual story, that the Valerie in your life actually didn't make it, my initial thought was, what if in the show she didn't make it? And the reason for Robbie and Joey being able to make amends was because they had a mutual love for her, and they were able to come together to like write a song for her about their love for her, and that's what catapulted them into stardom. And kind of seeing how that relationship is able to mend itself through tragedy, I think would be an interesting spin on it. But I also realize that, you know, this is your piece and you're writing it the way that is important to you. So that's just a thought.
No, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I think that a lot of those questions that you said, a lot of things that it is like it was very fluid, and there were like a lot of things that went into their relationship that could be expressed much better in the show without getting too tedious. But yeah, it's you're right. There wasn't one thing that happened. It was like a number of things and misinterpretations about stuff. And I just couldn't imagine. I didn't want Valerie to not just. You know, the co-writer said, "Why do we have to?" And I don't want to do it.
That's fair. Understandably. It's a very scale like a movie.
Yes, who is your closest facsimile in the show?
Oh, you are, of course.
We're both pretty handsome, so I can say that.
So, yeah, yes, sir.
Well, if Valerie dies, you'd have to write like a 1950s dead teenager song.
Yes.
Yes. A couple things. One that I realized would settle out in actual staging, and that is the growing relationship between the nurse and Joe.
Yes.
But the thing that came as a surprise to me, and I may have just missed things bringing it up, is the plot point with the offer of a job in LA. I didn't, up to that point, I had this vague notion, oh yeah, she's a writer. And when that happened, I thought, oh yeah, she's a writer. But the whole thing of, and maybe it's in there and I missed it, of her perhaps getting rejection letters or that part of her life not going well, and now all of a sudden it does go well. Otherwise, it felt a little bit like, oh well, here's how we're going to get out of this mess.
I was clever enough to try to put some little things in the beginning. One of the things that I put in the beginning and it's like it's easy to miss because I didn't want to be that obvious about it. But when they first when Joey and Valerie make a decision to get together and work on songs together, the first night that they picked, that Joey picks, I'm sorry, I have writers group that night. So that was the first thing. And then there was another part too where we added information about the lyrics in general. And there's one other place too. Remember where I should know this.
Should we call your co-writer?
Freelance writing, that's it, that's it. He asked her what she's up to, and she said, I'm doing this, but he's selling drugs, but freelance writing. So they're real subtle, but they're there, and I've been hoping that people at least get one or two of those and be able to be surprised, but not that surprised.
I think what for me was I think it could be developed a team bit more, but for me more was just the mode of that. Obviously now she's joined LA as like a movie. I was like, I thought she was a songwriter. Like there was a little disconnect there for what I get as a musical songwriter. That's kind of, but I get that I didn't quite make that left turn from songwriter to like movie production.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And we hope it's not music.
Hey, please.
Yes, Liz.
I actually have a suggestion. Maybe you can write in, there might be a couple of times, like, before the scene between Robbie and Val. Maybe Val's, like, getting the mail and there's, like, constantly letters, and she opens it up and it's another
Rejection letter, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be easy to do to fit that in.
Or possibly like when they're doing the writers group, when they're doing the little scene between those two,
Yes.
just mentioning that she's trying to write the script.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It'd be very easy to fit that.
Yeah. Also, maybe it's selfish, but I just want Danny to sing.
About pancakes. I need a song about pancakes.
A song about
waffle.
Yeah, we're trying, there's a lot of, stipulations, when it comes to stuff like that, like, we want to make it easy for people to pick this up without saying we need to have 4 singers, but if Danny does sing, he is welcome, really, to use the same harmonies, and also as far as the instruments are going, it's all about, I don't expect people to have to play instruments and sing, I want them to, anything like that, I think it's going to be just right, with some emphasis on choreography with the band itself. I think that's a fun opportunity. Temptations type stuff. Not that bad.
So, John, I actually have a suggestion for revision, and I hope you're still speaking to me afterwards. But, in preparing for this, the big boys, who direct on Broadway, they talk about a thing called applause moments. And they talk about creating those simultaneously with the creation of the show, so that they're integrated into the narrative. Okay, so it's not just a musical number. It's a musical number that reflects a turning point in the emphasis of the story. I mean, to me, the most famous example that I think of is in Dreamgirls, the end of Act 1, where Effie sings that song, "You're Gonna Love Me." Okay, and then that's the act break. So that's a huge moment. So I was thinking, how could we create an applause moment for this show? So here's my suggestion. Valerie needs to die. Now, hang on, just bear with me a second here. So my suggestion is, so have Valerie when she's in the hospital, have her, and Joe's there and Robbie are there, and then she sort of wakes up for a moment and looks at Joe and smiles and then dies. But that's a dream. See, it's Joe having another nightmare, which you've already established that you have. And then when she comes back the second time, I think if she dies, that'll make, or at least the audience momentarily thinks that'll enhance her coming out of it. You're misdirecting them a little bit.
As part of the dream sequence?
It would be a separate little moment that you could just do with change in lighting and change of music, and you're thinking I'm going to stop talking to this guy, but no, I'm just thinking about enhancing the audience's expectation. If they think for a moment that we've lost her, and then we find out it's a dream, then when she does come back, my suggestion is that moment will be enhanced, and that could be an applause.
Yeah.
I thought.
I like that.
Okay. I thought. Yes, sir.
You know, if I recall from the reading of the directions, there are some places in the directions where it's saying there's applause. You know.
Yes.
And those are other places where that could happen also naturally,
True.
perhaps more naturally.
True. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, like the audience, like the crowd.
You know, that comes all with the staging and the direction and the expectation. You know, or you just have a big sign that says.
I'll hold that sign for you. So, all right. So, John, we're in the time we have left. Final phase. Do you have any questions for the audience, for the cast, about how something may have been perceived, or if we got something?
Yeah.
Any questions for us?
The main thing that I'm concerned about really is clarity and flow, and you guys have already talked a lot about that. But that's my point of interest. To me, that's very interesting to see how people, what they do when they watch something, and what questions arise. Because it's really just not that clear.
Archie, that's my script.
No, this is mine.
You put it back over there.
I did.
All right. Thank you, Archie.
I'll see you around.
Archie Williams, everyone. All right. Anything else you'd like to ask?
So any questions, just anything that...
No, this is for you to ask questions, not for people to ask questions to you.
I wonder if the dream sequence was something that, was easy to adjust to, because it was a bold move.
It was.
The dream sequence.
Yes.
Like you said.
Yes.
It was bold. But I was wondering if it threw people, if they were kind of confused. In a reading, I think it's a little different in a reading, so it wouldn't be exactly the same if it was a full production, maybe a little bit clearer. But I was just wondering, did that throw people, or did they like that little break there?
That's that stupid sound effect. Like it's just so perfect. Like I was there instantly. Like I saw the black and white 80s TV like I was right there. Like I was zooming in on like an episode. Like I don't know. It worked for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one, and just like.
Was that disruptive for anyone?
It wasn't disruptive, but was a little confused about where it was going.
Yeah.
And again, I think maybe because it was just a reading and not the whole, show. I think the little bit of costumes by Lizzie was, that helped a lot. But I kind of was like, what's going on right now? And then I got right into it. But then I kind of was like, I got to a point where it was coming out of it, and there I got a little confused too. I was like, is it real or is it still the dream? So again, I think in a live production, I probably would.
I would hope it would be a little more obvious. But
Yeah.
Who knows?
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen,
We're out of time.
John, I want to.
One more question.
No,
We're out of
actually, excuse me. So, John, thank you for writing this fabulous show and sharing it with us. Thank you again to this fabulous cast.
Very impressed.